Hello, everyone. Hello. Lucinda Bassett here saying, hello, everybody. Hello. I hope you had I guess I would say, a good, peaceful, motivating, inspiring Memorial Day weekend. I don't know what you did, but there were a lot of flags and a lot of people paying respect to people who've given their lives throughout the years to keep us safe and protect us. And I think it's particularly important this year, considering, what we've all been through with the pandemic and what we're still going through. I'm just flabbergasted, as I'm sure many of you are, about all the, the shootings and the violence. And I don't know, the world's in a very unsettling place right now. So, and I just want to reassure you, as I've reassured, I've had like 8 coaching calls today. I don't even know how many, a lot. And I'm reassuring everybody that if you are anxious or if you feel just kind of disheveled or like your life is shifting or just kind of out of sorts, know that it's normal. We went through a really traumatizing global experience. And as a result, we're all traumatized. And even to try to get back to new normal, or the normal, none of us really know what that's going to look like completely. Some of us have really lost a lot. Some of us have lost loved ones. Some of us have lost jobs. Some of us have lost businesses. Some of us have, really transformed our lives in good ways. Others of us are struggling to figure out where we're going to land and what makes us happy. And I hope you've all been following me on my podcast, Let Go with Lucinda, because I think there's been some really great stuff on there, from how to have healthy anger to how to find your soulmate. And it's really fun because I'll be coaching people and they're like, when I listened to your podcast the other day, I know for a fact this isn't my soulmate because you said on your podcast. And I'm like, yes. So there's a lot of great information, and I don't just pull that out of my freaking head, although I do some of it's there, but I do a lot of research. Like I'll research magazines and science articles and the latest information about that particular topic. So when I'm giving you information and guidance and skills, it's really good stuff. So I'm here to make you feel better. I'm here to make you feel like you are enough. I'm here to make you feel motivated. We're moving into the summer. I have to tell you guys, this is June. How many of you are June birthday people? If you are, you might be a Gemini. I have a lot of Geminis in my life. I'm a Pisces, and I've dated a lot of Geminis. My mother was a Gemini. My brother, who just passed away last year, was a Gemini. Gemini. I could tell you so much about yourself if you're a Gemini. So what I will tell you is some of my best friends are Geminis, and Geminis are really interesting people, and usually very outgoing, and they love to read and they like information, and they're just different, they're different. But anyway, if you are a Gemini, happy birthday. This is June 1st, you guys. I have to tell you, June for me is a hard month. Father's Day is this month. My husband, David, died in June. My mother died in June. My mother's birthday was in June. I could go on and on and on. So there are a lot of days in June that are hard for me to celebrate. And so June is kind of one of those months that, and here, when you live in Southern California, June, they say June gloom. Well, trust me, man, we have been in the worst weather. I think if you live in Ohio, you're having better weather than us. I mean, May gray and June gloom. And it's the truth. I mean, it's not uncommon for it to be completely overcast and 60 degrees like it is today. And you're sitting here, because I'm from Ohio. It's like, where's summer? I want it to be 85 and sunny, and I want to smell grass being mowed and flowers in the air. That's not Southern California. Unless you live in like Westlake Village and they have better weather. But so if you're at a funny time and wondering, what to do with the post-COVID experience, supposedly the masks are coming off June 15th, at least, that's what we're being told. But tonight we're going to talk about something that's very important. And it's because I've been talking to so many people that seem to be sabotaging their own happiness. And so I thought I would talk about success sabotage syndromes, which is from, this book, The Solution by me, Lucinda Bassett. And I love the quote at the beginning. Self-sabotage is when we say we want something and then we go about making sure it doesn't happen. And a really great example of that, which I have given to you earlier, was when I've been a widow for 12 years. And for 12 years, I kept making sure I was dating people I would never marry. And then I thought, wow, all I want to do is get married again someday. And I continue to date bad people that I would never marry. I wouldn't say bad people, but people that were not the marrying kind of people. And so when I finally got hit by the truck, I really reevaluated what I wanted. And I really want to encourage you to do that. I want you to take this time. We're moving into the new normal. The masks are going to come off. People are getting on planes. People are going out. So let's challenge ourselves to move beyond self-sabotage. And self-sabotage, it's a real problem. Many people defy success by sabotaging opportunities, even when they appear within their grasp. They have a myriad of reasons and excuses, but those reasons are vague and unclear. I've met people who choose not to go after something they want because they felt that doing so would be harmful to them or someone in their lives, or feeling that if they did get what they wanted, they might not be able to live up to their expectations or others' expectations. So they make subconscious decisions to sabotage a relationship because they're scared they can't commit. Or they make a self-conscious decision to sabotage a new business idea because they're afraid that they can't take on the responsibility. They'll be overwhelmed. Or they sabotage, working out because they're scared that their heart's going to pound really fast and they're going to have a heart attack. But all that really it's self-sabotage. It's when we do everything we can not to get what we really want, because on some level, you think you aren't capable of it, or you can't live up to it, or you don't deserve it. And I'm here to tell you, you are here to thrive. You were put on this planet to be happy. You are supposed to have things that you want. Today, we think of success as a level of achievement in which people have what they want. But I define success myself as living a healthy life, having loving relationships, comfortable, stable financial base, feeling content with who I am and where I am, and feeling content with how I spend my time. It's for me too, it's important that I feel like I have a sense of purpose and that I'm working towards something that matters. So some of the wealthiest people might be the most miserable people because they've kind of lost sight of their dreams and maybe they've sold out just for the money. Sabotage comes from, it's a Dutch word called sabot, meaning wooden shoe. And we're full of ideas, dreams, and desires and feelings. But in our minds, what we do, this whole little wooden shoe thing, there was once a strike against the Dutch shoe manufacturers for treating their workers poorly. In an act of defiance, the workers threw their wooden shoes into the machinery gears and sabotaged them. Hence, the word sabotage came to mean an underhanded effort to do harm. So when you do harm to yourself, the dictionary defines sabotage as an act or process tending to hamper or hurt. In other words, we're doing something to harm or hurt ourselves. And you would say, why on earth would I ever want to hurt myself? Well, people hate it when they sabotage themselves. But the problem is there are a number of positive contributing factors that play a role in sabotaging yourself. And we're going to talk about those, briefly. In order to get in touch with your tendency to sabotage yourself, you need to understand some of the things that we do that sabotage our dreams, sabotage our relationships, sabotage our financial security, sabotage our feelings of feeling safe. Lack of clarity. Many people go through an entire life never knowing what they want. Can't define their lifestyle they want, can't define what financial security looks like to them. They can't define what a potential mate would look like. And as a result, they make bad choices and they make bad decisions because they're not clear about what their goals are. So number one, if you have a lack of clarity and you can't define what you want, you're never going to get it because you're not going to take the chances necessary. And that's a form of self-sabotage. Motivation, lack of motivation is a form of self-sabotage. Motivation comes from a desire, a need, a desire for something, a longing for a better life, even envying someone or a need for control. All of this can be something that we can use as motivation. Unfortunately, lack of motivation, when you sit around and say, that's never going to happen, I can't really have that, self-deprivation. That is lack of motivation. And then we sit back and make all these excuses why what we want, we can't really have anyway. And that's sabotage. The fraud syndrome. What if people find out I'm not who I really think I am or who they really think I am? What if I'm actually a fraud or I'm a hypocrite? What if I'm not as smart or capable or friendly or together as they think? And so that's a sabotage syndrome, the fraud syndrome, but then you have to look at that. And I talk about this in the book. Martha Stewart and Rachel Ray didn't go to culinary school. Dr. Laura is not a psychologist. Tom Hanks never went to film school. Tom Cruise didn't finish high school. Tony Robbins, Mr. Motivation, never went to college. So if you're sitting there worrying that you're going to be found out, that maybe you're not as educated or bright or talented or capable as people believe you are, forget about it. Okay. Listen, I've written 4 books and created a program that's helped over 1 million people. And I'm not a psychologist. So it's not about how accredited you are, educated you are. It's about believing in yourself. Fear of responsibility. Some people are really kind of lazy. They don't want to work or they don't want to take on a lot of responsibility. But maybe your dream wouldn't require as much work and responsibility as you think. If you don't want to work long, hard hours, choose a dream that's more realistic and less demanding. But don't sabotage your dreams completely. Take on as much responsibility as you're willing to take on. Say, you know what, I only want to work this hard, or I only want to work 5 days a week. I want to spend the weekends camping or hiking. I want to work from home. You've got to know, it goes back to, what are your goals? What do you want? Fear of failure. We've all tried many, many things, including myself, that didn't work, even though we poured our heart into it. I think one of the hardest things I hear from clients is, well, what if I put all of my faith in the universe and it seems like everything's lining up and happening the way it's supposed to be, and then it still doesn't happen? That's really hard, because when you really put your faith in the universe and you try to manifest and then it doesn't happen, it's not a failure. It just means the universe is going to take you on a different path and in a different direction. Stay open. Keep the windows and the doors open. Keep your eyes and your heart open. What you want will come to you as long as you're clear about what it is that you want. It may not come the way you wanted it to. It may not come the form that you thought it was going to come, but open your eyes, open your heart. We often blame a perfect excuse for a self-sabotage. We're unconsciously punishing ourselves and saying, look, I'm really a failure. I'm really not capable. If I were, then the universe would have brought me what I wanted. No, that's so not true. It's really just staying open and saying, I wonder why it shifted like that. I wonder what I'm supposed to be doing. I wonder what the lesson is. Fear of success is a really big one. These are all forms of self-sabotage. And this is a hard concept to grasp, you guys. It's like, how can that be? How can people be afraid to be successful? Well, the real fear here is an underlying feeling that you don't deserve to be successful. You don't deserve to be happy. You don't feel like the success will last. And it comes from a negative belief system that you've carried for a lifetime, that you don't deserve happiness. And this is not true. You've got to, really shift that attitude and feel empowered and strong and inspired. Take more risks. See yourself as a winner. Give yourself permission to have success, money, healthy relationship, nice things, friends. Maybe you have friends who don't like that you're a hard worker. Maybe you are hanging around with say-nots who say, ooh, why do you want to dress like that? Or why is it important you have a nice car? Or I've had so many people in my life like that will say, like, I just set a really pretty table a month ago, and this woman I haven't seen for a long time, she goes, oh, I just don't care about setting tables anymore. I don't care about having a pretty table. And she was almost saying it like, and shame on you for wanting to set a pretty table. I will want to set a pretty table till I'm 90. I love to put fresh flowers on the table and make someone a beautiful dinner and set the table really beautifully. And there's nothing wrong with that. So the perfect antidote for fear of success is becoming successful in some other area. So one of the and I was talking to a couple of clients about this today. Take chances, see every opportunity to face a fear as a practice opportunity. So what does that mean? Well, you know what? I'm going to try this. And if I do this, then I'm going to say, maybe if I do this, I can do that. So maybe I'm going to try driving 3 hours away and taking a trip overnight. And then maybe next month, I'll be able to get on a plane and fly an hour, so little baby steps, but every little thing you do empowers you and makes you feel successful. All right. Change is one of the few things we can count on in life. Life change is a really good success sabotage syndrome. Several people who were forced out of their jobs and maybe lost their relationships during the pandemic went on to find better jobs and different and healthier relationships. So life change never has to be about sabotage. Very often, life change can lead you somewhere really amazing and open doors and create opportunities for you that maybe would never have happened if you wouldn't have changed. I tell you about the story when I moved out of my lake house like 3 years ago. I was devastated that I sold that house, but I ended up meeting the most amazing man. And I have an incredible relationship now with this fabulous guy. And if I wouldn't have moved, I would never have met him. Okay. Another success sabotage syndrome is the I'll be happy win syndrome. A lot of people get caught up in this one, thinking that until they achieve whatever goal it is they're trying to achieve, they simply just can't be happy. But why can't you enjoy the process along the way? The success is not the end of the rainbow. It's going over the rainbow and enjoying the view and the light and the colors. And, the journey is supposed to be the success. And if you're not the journey isn't fulfilling and making you happy, maybe you're not going in the right direction. That's one sign that maybe you're not going in the right direction if you're not enjoying the journey. The key to overcoming this syndrome is to set goals, strive for them, but live in the moment and stay in the present. So that's extremely important. And one of the most valuable lessons for just being happy is to allow yourself to be in the present moment. Envy and jealousy are wicked, wicked emotions. Envy, not so bad, but jealousy is really bad. They can wreak havoc on your dreams when you see others living the dream and the life that you want to live. And it's really bad right now on social media. As you know, somebody's posting that they've been married for 40 years and they're on their honeymoon to Hawaii and they've got all the perfect children and grandchildren all over their lap. And you go, ugh, I wish I was them. Or your best friend posts themselves in a Ferrari. That's something, really insane. First of all, they shouldn't be posting that. But my point is, social media, so much of it now, Facebook and Instagram, is all about how to look big, happy, and live big and happy. And nobody's big and happy all the time. And I think it was kind of interesting that during COVID, people were posting things about being scared and being lonely. And I posted myself dancing with my dogs, at night because I was alone, and so I think that was one thing that we did do. But why not use envy and jealousy to motivate you to get what you want? If you look at someone, and I've talked about this before, and you envy a relationship that they have, or you envy the way they handle themselves when they're angry or anxious, ask yourself, how could I be more like them instead of envying them? How could I use what they're doing as motivation for me to be more like them? And that's, if they can do it, you can do it. What type of self-sabotager are you? Are you someone who does a lot of negative self-talk? That's the worst self-sabotager. And you know this, you'd say, yes, in fact, that's probably one of the biggest self-sabotaging toxic techniques is negative self-talk. When the enemy is in your head, the pattern of negative self-talk that's formed during your childhood, it can be a dark cloud constantly blocking your vision, your dreams, and your happiness. But this is something that you can change. You need to know negative thinking is a bad habit and an addiction. And you need to start surrounding yourself with positive people and working on being a more positive person. How do I do that, Lucinda? Call me or call Darla and start coaching with me, because it will change your life. The coaching that I do is just like, I get 10 stars, and I'll give you that number before the end of the program. And come on these Zoom calls and listen to my podcast and say, wow, I really need to reverse this negative thinking and be a more proactive, positive thinker. Poor conflict resolution skills. In other words, getting through conflict with others, being a bad communicator. Okay, that can be very self-sabotaging. Pessimism. Pessimists see the situations always worse than they really are. And it's kind of like seeing the glass as half empty. So rather, it's a specific worldwide view that undermines your belief in yourself, damages your health, damages your relationships, and pessimism attracts, it's a magnet to attract negativity in your life. So what do you do? Be an optimist. How could I look at this from an optimistic perspective? How could I see the light at the end of the tunnel? How can I see that anything is possible? How could I talk to people that are doing what I want to do? How can I get up tomorrow and do my affirmations and my meditation and start doing taking some steps to set some goals and set some intentions? Taking on too much. You may often take on more than you can handle because you're a type A personality. And then you get overwhelmed, and then you get scattered, then you don't get to your goal at all. And you get into a state of chronic overwhelm, exhaustion, and stress. So ease up on yourself, ease up on your schedule, give yourself more time to work out and hike and meditate, and don't overburden yourself. It's your choice. So you need to start looking at things from, instead of allowing my fear to inhibit me from taking action steps toward accomplishing my goals, I'm going to view my so-called failures as learning opportunities, practice opportunities that have given me valuable feedback and information. I'm going to put this information to good use, and I'm going to use it as motivation to help me change my life. Instead of telling myself that I'm not good enough or talented enough and I don't deserve to be happy, I'm going to remind myself that I'm just as deserving, valuable, and worthy as anyone on the planet. And I possess my own set of unique skills, talents, and gifts. And I am capable of getting and having the life I desire and deserve. Instead of criticizing and berating myself for not being or doing something perfectly, which leads to what? Self-sabotage. I'm going to recognize that perfectionism is an unhealthy expectation. I'm going to accept myself as I am, and I'm going to say that I deserve to live a rich, satisfying, rewarding life, and remind myself that I am imperfectly perfect and I'm a work in progress. So instead of self-sabotage, let's practice self-love, self-appreciation, self-acceptance, self-reliance, self-esteem, self-care, self-confidence, self-help, self-acceptance. If you can take some of those selves on, okay, that's just taking care of yourself. And if not you, then who? And you're not alone. You're in good hands. You're in your hands, my hands, and God's hands. And that whole feeling that, of sabotaging yourself because you just don't think you're worthy and you think you're all alone. Well, you're not alone. You've got friends, you've got people who love you. Hang out with the people who believe in you. Don't hang out with the people who make you feel bad about yourself. I'm going to read this because I wrote this and I love this and it's perfect for this particular topic. Okay. You, and I'm talking to you. You are amazing. You're a bright and strong and confident person. You are full of potential for great things. There are so many wonderful things for someone just like you. You're exceptional in so many ways. You're an incredible work of art. Your face, your sparkling eyes, everything about you is embraceable. People enjoy being around you and you draw people to you because you're good company. You light up a room. You're special. Time spent with you is a memorable experience. You make the world a better place. You make the word love easy to understand. You radiate good energy. You're capable of great things and full of spirit. You're a breath of fresh air, a beautiful flower opening to the warmth of the sun. You make me want to dance and laugh and play. I know I'm safe with you because everyone is. You're a good soul. You're alive and you live life with gusto. You're valuable, worthy, and unique. You are a gift from God. I wrote that in this book, The Solution. I want to repeat this: self-love, self-appreciation, self-acceptance, self-reliance, self-esteem, self-confidence, self-help, self-acceptance, self-care. And that's way better than self-sabotage. All right, you guys, on that note, we're going to breathe. So I want you to get in position. And I want to tell you all, that we are moving into the summer. And thank you. I'm glad I wrote that for whatever it's worth. We're moving into the summer, and I want you all to get out there and live life fully and stop doing the self-sabotage, and do self-love and self-acceptance. And I really want you to start every day with affirmations. Take those and write them down. And I want to give you Darla's number. So hold on a second. If you're at all interested in coaching, you can call Darla at 419-350-7499. That's 419-350-7499. And if you want a copy of all the self-love things I just read to you, we can ship that or send that out to you via email. And I want to tell you to, if you really just want to feel good, follow me on letgowithlucinda.com. Let Go with Lucinda is a podcast. It's on every podcast forum. And if you call, we can set up coaching. We're also doing a breath retreat in California in November. So that'll be really exciting. All right, so we're going to get ready to breathe. I want you to open your mouth as though you're drinking water out of a water bottle. And you're going to breathe in through your mouth and then short breath out. Breathing in through your mouth, short breath out. And if you can keep that breath connected, it sounds like. And you're going to want to sit back, maybe put your right hand on your heart chakra, which is above your chest and below your chin, and your left hand on your solar plexus chakra, my favorite chakra, which is beneath your chest and right above your belly button. And close your eyes and sit back and trust the breath process. And I'm going to put some music on. And this isn't the breath music I like to use, but it's what I can legally use. So. Sorry about that. I invite you now to go into this breath session with complete release and total surrender, physically, emotionally, and spiritually. I invite you to go in with the grace of God, with a gratitude for your life. Thank you. Thank you for my health. Thank you for my whole. Thank you for my wealth. Thank you for my soul. I invite you to embrace the light of your beautiful soul, allowing yourself to drift into safe surrender, no fear, no judgment, 100% acceptance of what is to come to you in this session. I call upon the I Am Presence, Masters of Light and Angelic Forces to guide and assist and support everyone here tonight for this perfect breath session. Keep your breathing consistent, breathing in, and then a slow breath out. I invite you to surrender into the energy of spirit, feeling the energy of the universe moving through your hands, your feet, flowing down from the crown chakra, the area above your head, connecting you to the divine source, moving slowly down to your third eye chakra between your eyebrows, expanding your awareness to your higher self, to spirit. Moving on down to the throat chakra, the area underneath your chin, the divot in your neck. Your highest truth, your ability to communicate. This is a powerful chakra, especially for expressing anger. Moving down now to the heart chakra, the area above your chest, opening your heart to the energy of love. Now moving down to your solar plexus chakra, the area above your belly button, below your chest. My will and divine will are one. Messages come into this chakra from the universe telling you need to say, I'm sorry. You need to be less angry. You need to be more gentle and experience unconditional love for yourself and others. Moving now to the sacral chakra, this area right above your pubic zone. Unconditional love and gratitude for yourself, for others, for life. You are worthy of great love. Moving then to the base chakra, connecting you to the energy of Mother Earth, spiritual yet grounded. Let your vibrations circle around the room. Let your energy flow freely, continuing to move and flow through your body, drifting through you, dancing out into the night sky, into the wind, out into the city and beyond. The spiritual energy is God, connected to everything. I call upon the I Am Presence, Masters of Light, and angelic forces to give everyone here any signs or information they need at this time. Breathing in God, goodness, gratitude. Breathing out love, radiance, and abundance. Unconditional acceptance. Calm, gentle, accepting, loving. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, gratitude, love, peace. Breathing out, acceptance and unconditional love. I want you to bring yourself back into the room now, placing your hands on the chair or the bed, grounding yourself back to the earth. Strong, secure, connected, earth to spirit, spirit to earth, balanced, in harmony. We give thanks for this perfect breath session this evening. I want you to all go out there and take some notes and do some journaling about your anger this week, and allowing yourself to have your emotions and your feelings, and allowing yourself to express yourself, and knowing that, life is as it should be, and all is well with the world, and you're in the right place at the right time, and we're all moving into a new normal, and it's gotten people a little shaken up, because the normal isn't the same, and we're all kind of scattering around going, wow, we're supposed to be back out there in the real world, going out to dinner and hanging out with people and having birthdays and going to weddings, and do we wear a mask? Do we not wear a mask? Who's been vaccinated? Who hasn't been vaccinated? How far can we go? Can we go to Europe? It's a very confusing time, guys, but don't let your anger get the best of you, because now you know how to handle it. So until next week, follow me on Facebook and Instagram, and I hope I see you next week. Same place, same time. Till then, go out and make it a great day to be you. Peace out.